Here I am at Delaware Landing along the river here near Baker's Bay, and there's a reason why they call it Baker's Bay. They say there was a old bakery that used to feed bread and food to George Washington's troops. So allegedly this deck is built over the foundation, so we're going to take a look. Okay, so we got these old steps here. We don't know if these steps are original to the bakery. We're going to go down here. This looks like it may have been put in afterwards, I would imagine.
I'm looking for it and not stored it up.
So back here, apparently there has been Indian heads found and different artifacts that come up. But I really don't see evidence of, you know, the foundation, unless this is what they're talking about here. There's some big stones.
You want to go back there? Be careful, there's a soft spot. You don't want to go downstream.
Now if you see over there, see that? How that juts out over there?
Yeah. That's the thing that separates Baker's Bay from Delaware.
Yeah, but you can see that this is part of a bigger structure.
Yeah, well it is actually like an aqueduct, I guess you would call it.
Uh-huh. Then if you see further up there, Baker's Bay, there's a deck too.
Yeah, they do have a deck. When the tide is out, I've walked from here all the way to Glen Ford, Protection Creek. As far as you can go without a canoe or a kayak.
So that bakery was actually somewhere between there and
Allegedly,
here.
this was it.
So back here there was all bungalows and there was ramps where people would come down in the summertime. And this would be filled with people like going to the Jersey Shore back in the day. They'd be along the beach here, cooling off. It's actually steps over. This area is very filled with historic things because we had a Civil War camp, not a Civil War, well, Civil War camps around here, and also Revolutionary up this creek up here that takes up to Frankfort Avenue.
Right, this particular area that we're walking on right now, this was not only Revolutionary War history, but this was a Lenape village prior to colonization. The Lenape, or let's call them the Lenape. They mistakenly call them Indians, but they're not, because Columbus did not arrive in India. But the Lenape tribe, the Lenape people, the various factions of them, lived and settled on either bank of the Delaware River, where we are now.
So here's a built stone wall. Look at the pylon there. This could have been a dock. It's very interesting. A lot of history back here. See how it went all the way out?
Concrete slabs down there. I don't know what they fell up, but they were clearly carved.
Yeah, well, a lot of these look like it was just cement thrown in there.
It wasn't just thrown in there, it's something that has collapsed over time. Now, when the tide goes out, sometimes it goes way out, like way out enough where you can actually easily walk across this little ravine right here. Right at the top of it. And you walk all the way up to Protection Creek, which separates Philly from Bucks County, Philadelphia County from Bucks County.
So where's this aqueduct go? Is that from the creek?
It goes nowhere, it just goes very little. It would be interesting to investigate.
Oh, it must have had a purpose.
It's kind of like,
unless it's an outlet for a creek or sewage or something.
you know, like the distance between Thailand and Burma or Myanmar is about as wide, a little wider than this wall was divided. I was there. I found shards of what I would consider colonial plates, cups, like just those fragments of blue and white painted plates and cups, things like that. And they just wash up. It's hard to believe that you would find remnants from 200 or 300 years ago, and yet in Europe you're bound to find things that are 800, 1,000 years old. You never know. Tide comes in and out every day, twice a day. It churns the river, and after a storm even more so. You never know what's going to turn up. I found beaver skulls down here, and other kind of animals, skulls and body parts. Of course that's recent, but it's dead, so it's old.
Arrowheads.
Arrowheads. There's brick. There's another brick in the wall. It's embedded in the dirt. Mollusks. Look at all these mollusks, all these shells over here. You know they're not just dumping them from
There's a bone. There's a bone right there. See that? Little bone.
Yeah. Oh, I'm kidding. So right back in here, and you're liable to find something of interest.
A lot of glass. A lot of modern stuff mixed in.
Clamshell.
Yeah.
It's a big clamshell. And what are clams doing here on the Delaware River? That's what I'd like to know.
There's all different kinds.
The water of Delaware Bay, everybody.
Yep.
Down by Delaware Bay, that's called brackish, where the saltwater and the freshwater meet. Well, this is clearly freshwater up here at this point.
Now, I know the salt line has come up when we have droughts.
Yeah, the boundaries shift over time. Still, I would say this is freshwater. While water skiing, I've inadvertently swallowed a couple of gallons over time, and I can tell you it's not salt water.
Here's some terracotta from the pipes. I mean, I've been downstream. I actually found cannonballs.
No kidding.
From the armory that was down there. And they were digging up down there, and they discovered that piles of them buried.
Look at this right here.
But I'm sure if we came down here with a little some shovels and spent some time.
You find polished glass even. So this is old, but it's not that well polished.
Look at that. It kind of looks like an arrowhead, but it's
A little cockeyed.
yeah. But look at the difference in the thickness of this glass.
Yeah, because if you hold it up to the light, you can see through it.
Yeah, so this is really old. Here's a piece of glass we just found. It's thick, and actually you could see like some numbers on it. That's interesting. That's probably relatively modern, within the century.
Relatively
19th century.
American history. It's relatively modern in terms of history. This was, look at this, so you got this wall, the one we jumped down, and it's just gradually caving in. The wall that we jumped down was actually more built up than we moved here 9 years ago.
Here's it. I'm sure many people enjoyed this beach back in the day. You know, other than the settlers and all that. People, like I said earlier, used to come down to this area just to enjoy the summers.
Just a little bit upstream, walking distance from the tide's out, Philadelphia Yacht Club. So you're talking big money. The big summer homes are right up there as well. And so the beachcombers would actually just come down here and spend their time here on this beach. If you can imagine that, like 80, 100 years ago. There are photos of it. We'll have to dig them up.
Can we get to the other side of that?
With the
Yeah, look at the brickwork on that deck there. So the exact site of the bakery, you know, that is Baker's Bay over there. I've heard it was under their deck, and I heard it's also was under Delaware Landing. So
yeah, Delaware Landing didn't look like much of anything, whereas that has a door, that has some size to it. But it's really hard to say. One, if not both of them, might have served the purpose.
Yeah, well, he said it went out further. Now the river kind of filled in.
Because if you look right here, there's this aqueduct that separates the two properties of Delaware Landing and Baker's Bay right now. The only way to get to the other side is either swim or when the tide's out, you can walk.
This looks more modern.
Define modern.
Concrete.
Yeah.
Some old structure under there, some walls or big cut stone.
Watch your step.
Yeah. Well, we're going to come back and make another video and get a little bit more deeper into this here. See if we can find some relics or some maybe arrowheads or something, some pottery that will take us back a little bit.